Hello and welcome, guys. My room is a hot mess right now, but I'm not going to tackle that right away. I am so excited because I just got a new duvet cover and I really want to put it on my bed. So I'm going to show you guys a super easy way how to put a duvet cover on without having to worry about climbing inside of it and taking 20 minutes off your life trying to put a duvet cover on. So the first things first is you're going to take your cover and you're going to turn it inside out. Once you have it turned inside out, you're gonna lay it flat on top of your duvet. Once you have it laid flat on top of your duvet, you're gonna go around to each part where you need to attach it. Mine are just these little ties. I know some duvets have buttons around them, so I'm just gonna attach each corner with the tie, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do next. And I know you might be thinking, Nissa, what are you on? How is this gonna work? Just wait, just trust the process. And I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but part of me kind of, I need to say this. No one taught me this. I figured this out by mistake, and I was like, wait, is this actually gonna work? And I was like, oh my gosh, it works. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the bottom of your duvet. I have all of my four corners attached, and I'm gonna pull it back into itself, almost like I'm turning the duvet cover. I am turning the duvet cover right side out with the duvet attached to it, and you're gonna see the cover falls over top of the duvet, and it is automatically inserted into it. So just watch how I'm doing this. I am just putting the cover right side out, and as I do that, it folds over the duvet. I know what you're thinking. What the heck? Why did we all go so long in our lives climbing inside of these duvets and literally stressing ourselves out? Honey, I have no idea, but the Lord was gracious to me one day and showed me that I could do this. And then once you have it completely turned inside out, you just kind of fluff it out, lay it flat, get every last piece in there. And this duvet cover I really like. It has a zipper on the bottom. The one I had before had buttons, and I just felt like the buttons sometimes were a little uncomfortable, but the zipper is like nice and clean and invisible. But anyway, this is like my new grandma comforter, and I am obsessed. I love it, and I really hope that you try this out on your duvet if you need to wash it and it's been a while because you didn't want to have to worry about putting it back on. Don't stress, my friend. It is not that bad. This literally took me less than 5 minutes to put this thing back on. Moving back into the rest of this video, if you're new here, my name is Nissa and I make videos about motherhood and homemaking. This duvet cover also came with matching pillowcases, so I'm gonna switch those out too, and I'm so excited. This is like literally like my princess grandma girly bedspread that I didn't know that I needed, but I needed it and I loved it. I have really never had like a full 100% matching bed set. I've always had like little bits and pieces of ones. I've had like, a matching sheet set and then like a random comforter thrown on top. Oh, and then this is my daughter Ariel. She wanted to interrupt my moment. And it was honestly so cute, but I was low-key annoyed because I wanted to get like the full vision of what my bed was gonna look like with this on. So yeah, this is me messing around with her, and she has a diaper in her hand. I think she was trying to tell me that she needed a new one. She's at that point where I think she's ready to be potty trained. She just turned 2, and I potty trained my first right after he turned 2, and he did amazing with it. However, we then got our living room remodeled, and I had to spend like 2 weeks out of the house, and I had never practiced like potty training on the go. So he ended up reverting back into diapers, which was a shame. But anyway, like I said, this is a get it all done video, and my life is a hot mess. So this is a new day, and I'm now tackling the rest of the room. This is my vanity area. I don't really know what you want to call it, but we have a pretty small bedroom, so we like to multi-purpose things. And I have this drawer that I kind of keep as like my hair and makeup drawer, but it is not organized at all. So I had these containers that were just sitting around. I used to use them for the kids' toys, and I wasn't using them for that anymore. And I was like, you know what, these fit perfectly in this drawer. So I'm gonna use them to organize a lot of my hair and makeup products. And I use the one basket for all of my Dyson Airwrap things, and then the other basket is all of my leftover random stuff. Moving on to my jewelry box, I also keep some of my accessories and stuff in here too, like my hair ties and bracelets. I honestly don't have a ton of jewelry because I would say I'm a minimalist. My friends and family would probably say that too, but I'm not like one of those people where you come into my house and it's like bare and there's nothing, but like I have my few items that I like, and I normally don't switch them out that much. And if I buy new clothes, I'm normally getting rid of an item of clothing also. I actually have like probably a 30 item wardrobe, and I do have a video coming out soon about how I declutter my minimalist wardrobe. So if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe because it's probably going to be out in the next week or so. But now I'm just taking some time to wipe down my dresser / vanity area, and then I'm going to reorganize everything that I have up here. I am someone who really likes organizing with trays. I just feel like things look a lot neater when it's set on a tray, like it was put there intentionally, versus when you just have stuff scattered all throughout. So that is the one tip I will also offer in this video, is that if you are feeling like things look a little bit cluttered and just like messy and unorganized, get yourself a tray, girl, and just put your junk on it, and it'll look better in a minute, trust me. And it's also kind of funny me saying that because you saw what this vanity dresser looked like before I started organizing it, and it was a hot mess. But when I do have myself together and I am taking better care of myself and more time to put things away, it does look pretty nice when things are set on a tray. That does remind me though of something that I want to share. I have been talking about this with my counselor, just how I don't feel like I was taught very good self-care habits as a kid, and how it's really hard for me to create a routine or a habit for myself and really stick with it long term. And the example that I gave him, and I cannot believe I'm sharing this on the internet, this is like a little cringe, but the example that I gave him was brushing my teeth. I sometimes struggle with brushing my teeth every single day, especially if I'm not leaving the house that day, because I make this excuse that I don't need to be in my routine because I'm not going anywhere and no one's going to see me and whatever. But he said to me, and this really just stuck out to me, and it has been ringing through my head for a couple of weeks now. He said, Nissa, you need to brush your teeth because you matter and you're worth taking care of. And if you're struggling with feeling like you can't do something, or you're not worth taking care of yourself or doing something for yourself, it just seems like too much, that is not true. You are. You matter. You're a child of God. You were created in God's image, and you are worth taking care of. I'm going to say that one more time. You are worth being taken care of and being cared for. Now, this is not your excuse to go ahead and book that $100 massage or whatever, that super expensive thing that you have just been craving or itching to do. No, this is for those who are struggling right now to just get up and go take a shower or change their clothes for the first time today, or maybe they're like me and have a hard time brushing their teeth or brushing their hair. You need to do that because you matter. You're important and you're worth being taken care of. This is an important message, especially for the mamas out there who are struggling with this, because your babies see you and they see how you care for yourself, and that's going to reflect how they see themselves. And the reason I say this is because I struggle with it so much more than I think most people realize, than my family and my friends realize. My husband is probably one of the only people, and the Lord, who know really how much I neglect myself. And I've really been convicted over it because my body is a temple, and it is important that I take care of my temple, and not just what I feed it, but also the way that I use my mind. My mind is a part of my temple, and we are called to renew our mind and to constantly turn our mind onto truth and righteousness, and not dwell on these lies that the enemy can plant into our minds. But anyway, now you can see it is a new day, because it took me a couple of days to really get this video completely together. I do feel like the Lord wants me to pursue YouTube and to be consistent with it. But I really struggle with it sometimes, and I definitely make a lot of excuses for myself as to why I don't have to do it this day, because I have something else going on, or I'm too busy, or just, whatever. I'm very good at making excuses for myself, and I feel like the Lord constantly puts it on my mind that I need to commit myself to something that He has called me to, and just trust Him with it. It also has been challenging because we were sick this past week. My whole family had the stomach bug, and that was just like another opportunity, I felt like, where I was just like, you know what, like I'm not gonna film or like over clean right now, because I need to rest. Even though like I was well over the stomach bug, I just kept telling myself for like a couple days after, like, I just need to rest a little bit more before I get back into my routine. And that's where I struggle again with like my staying consistent and like having a routine. And a lot of it really does stem from like childhood trauma, which I don't want to get into, but it is so hard to heal from those things, especially when they're coming to light and you're realizing them. And it's like, okay, so now I'm aware of the problem and I have to face it head on. But it's almost like, for me personally, I don't want to. I'm like, okay, I'm 26. I've been living like this my entire life with these bad habits. Like, why do I have to change now? But as a Christian, like, we're constantly called to become more and more like Christ. And I can assure you, I am not acting like Christ. Moving on, enough of that heavy stuff. My husband remodeled this whole kitchen for me, and I am so thankful. I think he did an amazing job. But I don't know if you can see at the very bottom, we still need to put the trim in between the cabinets and the floor. I kind of want to build it out so that it's like not underneath cabinet trim. It's like all completely level with the face of the cabinet doors and the countertops, if that makes sense. I just feel like that will give it more of like a built-in look. And we also have like some parts of the floor where it's like uneven, so I'm thinking if we do it that way too, it might like hide the unevenness of the floor. I don't really know, but that's more of his problem. I'm not really the type of person to pick up like a saw and saw something. I will drill something, but I'm not gonna cut wood or anything. It'd be awesome to learn how. I just am very intimidated by it. I was intimidated by the drill for a very long time, and now I can handle that. But yeah, I just have not gotten over my fear of the saw for some reason. This is our dining room. I refinished this table by myself. Well, that's actually not true. My mother-in-law helped me, but it was originally like I want to say a cherry wood or American oak top with like a buttery yellow pedestal, and all the chairs were black. So we spray painted all the chairs white, painted the pedestal white, and then did a whitewash on the top. And I love it, but now that everything is white, it looks dirty much more quickly than the darker colors did, and that is the one downside. However, it definitely fits this space a lot more, and it's a lot easier on my eye, where before I just felt like it was like way too much dark furniture in a small room, and I felt like just very crammed. This is where my daughter sits. She's 2 years old and she just gets food all over the chair all the time. So I'm constantly wiping this thing down. I actually got it from Habitat for Humanity, and I got the table from there too. I love Habitat for Humanity. It is just such a great place to find affordable and good quality furniture. We are finishing off this cleaning video in the bathroom. I normally like to finish off cleaning in the bathroom because I'll start with the same rag that I am using out the rest of my house, and then I'll finish it off in the bathroom, just because I personally have this idea that like the bathroom's the dirtiest place, right? So yeah, I will wipe down the sink and then the top of the toilet seat with the rag, and then I will do like the bottom of the toilet seat with a paper towel so that I can just throw that out, because that'd be gross if I was using the rag on that stuff. This is such a funny angle, but this is just what you get when you're filming on your phone. You can't see what the camera actually looks like on the other side when you're in front of it, you know? But I have 2 toddler boys, and, you know, accidents happen with them, so I am always wiping down the walls in here because I just feel like there's always splatters on them. So yeah, and now I'm moving on to the toilet. If you made it this far, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support and the fact that you stuck around this long and listened to me just go on about my nonsense. But I hope that you enjoyed this video and you found it encouraging and got some good ideas about how to clean and just organize and put your duvet cover on, etc. I hope that you consider liking and subscribing, and God bless and have a Merry Christmas.